This idea of having 3 friends to meet, to encourage one another was something I had done for a while already when I was still back in Kuala Lumpur. I was part of 2 or 3 so-called 3-to-1 groups. 3 friends meeting about 2 hours once a month for spiritual support. So when I came to Singapore, I wanted to do this again. Thought maybe it'd be good to have a support group with people who were actually practitioners dealing with young adults. So I looked around, and usually the starting point is to see who God has brought into my life, not to go out and hunt. So I had met Dave and Wei-En in different capacities. Even in a short time, I was very struck by their testimony, their lives, their commitment to Christ and to people. And around the same time, I met Jasper as well. So I said, well, okay, now this is the beginnings of a group, and I tossed the idea to them. Of course, I have no idea how they would respond. And I was delighted that they all said all right. And we began. It's been 2 years now. And there's been another very precious group in my life, friends to walk with.
I had been also looking for kind of a mentor. I had some who were journeying with me in the church, but I also felt like for some reason maybe the connection wasn't as deep as I might have liked. So when Soo Inn came, and there was also a certain degree of an instant connection of sorts, and just keen to meet and hear what other pastors like me have to say.
I'm probably the newest person to the whole group. To me, really the impetus to join the group was the invitation by Soo Inn first. And I felt I wanted to look for a group of people that was, just outside my usual zone and share in the journey together as well. I thought that would be very helpful for me.
I used to have a lot of support in the Christian journey when I was in London for 10 years. When we came back, a lot of that was gone, and tried to rebuild some of these things. So the ones I started here, I realized after a while they were more younger people, which they were great. I absolutely loved them. We did them for 3-4 years, but I think even my senior pastor at the time also noticed that, don't you have any fellow pastors or peers or even those older who could do this with you? Actually, I did ask a couple of people in church. They ran away. So that was that. So it was quite interesting that Soo Inn asked about these things, and I was like, I was kind of looking for something. I had no idea. I didn't know him that well, but if that was something already that God was placing in my mind, and following it up through opportunity, then say yes first, figure it out later. How I learn is also because when the others share other things which I haven't been thinking about, that sort of opens up areas that I'm thinking, maybe I should be thinking about those things and dealing with those things, or do that a bit more. And it hasn't even entered my cognitive space in a sense. It hasn't even entered my thought process, and maybe that exposed a blind spot that I should deal with this.
The base for this learning is that I am in a group of people who take God seriously, but who are also realistic about life. So when they share and process what they are going through, just like Dave said, we learn, we observe. There's very little directive teaching. We don't go around telling each other what to do, but as we honestly process our own situations, then the truths emerge. And I think one reason I don't feel I'm much older than them is because they are far ahead of me in many other areas. In their faith, in their commitment, in their understanding of God. There are areas in their own life which are far ahead of me. And I learn so much from them, and I'm inspired by them.
It's just the safe space that it is for me to share actually everything, whether it has to do with my personal life, my marriage, struggles in ministry. I mean, you can imagine for some understandable reasons, it's not always easy to share struggles with ministry with those in your own church. But here, we can do that, and we know that we will not be judged. We know that we will find people people who empathize to some extent. And because the three of us, four of us actually, I would say, are quite different, both in terms of the denomination we represent as well as our personalities, some outlooks to life. Actually, the same approach can be looked at in multiple ways, and that adds both breadth and depth, I feel, to my thinking about things. As Soo Inn said, the base is that these are all godly people who are following God as best as they can in their own way. So even if they say something that is different from you, you know it's coming from a heart that wants to seek to trust and obey God. So you take that in, and it just makes me holistically a more well-rounded believer and follower of Christ. So yeah, appreciate that.
To me, the group has become a place for, I think in a way, some open confession. And I find that that's liberating. I felt that the place, the whole environment has become a safe place to say dangerous things. Yeah. And you don't get shot for saying dangerous things. But rather, you have a group of friends who guide you, a group of friends who pray for you, a group of friends who remember you. Yeah. And allow God to do His work, in your life.
God, man!
Yeah, he doesn't care.
Fail! No, I was kidding.
You keep eating the strangest things because
But the point is, it is because of my dad, but he is actually a cook. Today, a huge bunch of fries, am I shocked?
No, fries good, right? Fries make us happy, Right? You're always very happy when you're eating your fries. Got 2% only.
Alright,
Sorry, I just... This side of